Have you ever been told repeatedly to put on sunscreen and you still decide not to listen? We both know you later regretted that decision over the next couple of days filled with peeling burns. Over my 18 years of life, I stayed out in the sun unprotected a few too many times. And sunscreen should be an important step to your self-care routine. And that's why today I will be talking about what exactly UV rays are, the scientific side of sunscreen, and the effects of not wearing it. In order to appreciate sunscreen, we must learn about UV rays. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, ultraviolet radiation is a type of light emitted by the sun that is harmful to our skin. There are 3 types of UV rays: UVA, UVB, and UVC. UVA is the most harmful to us, or is the least harmful to us, while UVC is the most harmful. And luckily for us, the Earth's atmosphere absorbs all the UVC rays and a majority of the UVB rays coming from the sun. This means most of the rays we absorb are UVA rays. The sun is not the only source of UV radiation, though. It can be found in stadium and school lighting, tanning booths, some fluorescent and halogen and incandescent lighting, and even some types of lasers. In addition, some topical medications can cause the skin to become more susceptible to becoming damaged. It's always good to check labels and talk to your doctor about the risks before using any medications, and start wearing and reapplying sunscreen daily. Now that we have a better understanding of ultraviolet rays, let's talk about the different sunscreens we can use to protect ourselves from them. There are 2 main types of sunscreen, chemical and mineral, also known as physical. The most known one is the chemical sunscreen. They work by absorbing the rays before they have a chance to damage the skin. The most worries about these types of sunscreens come from an ingredient called oxybenzone. It tends to irritate people's skin, and this is especially the case for people with sensitive skin. But it isn't that common for most people. Then there's the lesser known mineral sunscreen that reflects the rays before they can penetrate your skin. These types of sunscreens have tiny particles in them called nanoparticles. There's a common misconception that because of the minute size of these particles, they can easily be absorbed into the body. But studies have indicated that this is not the case and that it can only stay in the skin layer. When wearing sunscreen, it is important to understand what the number on the label means. SPF stands for sun protection factor, and the number behind SPF indicates the amount of time it would take for the sun to redden your skin. So for example, SPF 15 would tell you it would take 15 times longer for the sun to cause any redness on any areas the lotion is applied. Now that we know how sunscreen works, let's talk about how not wearing it can affect the skin. When not wearing sunscreen, the absorption of the rays relies solely upon the melanin in your skin. But they can only absorb up to a certain amount of the rays. Without the extra help sunscreen gives, a burn can easily happen after being out in the sun for longer periods of time. A more long-term effect is premature aging, and this happens more in people who stay out unprotected in the sun for multiple times, which I know most of us are guilty of doing. Signs of premature aging include brown spots, also known as liver spots, loss of collagen, wrinkling and widening of small blood vessels in the skin, and this all makes our skin appear older than it actually is. Finally, one of the biggest topics around wearing sunscreen is skin cancer. To prevent skin cancer in our older age, protection should start in early childhood and should be carried out throughout our whole life. Skin cancer, or signs of cancer, include any new growths on the skin, or a change in size, shape, or color of any pre-existing spots. It is important to check your skin regularly and even in spots not exposed to the sun. Today we learned more about UV rays, the science behind sunscreen, and the effects of not wearing it. While this isn't an end-all be-all, it is a start to help protecting yourself from burns, premature aging, and skin cancer. Along with brushing your teeth, add putting on sunscreen to your morning routine, because sunscreen should be an important part to your self-care routine. So go ahead and step out to start your journey. Just remember to put on sunscreen first.